Jimbo. Here we are, merely 8 weeks away.
Yeah.
From the start of the NFL season. Now, what I mean, 8 weeks is 2 months.
Yeah.
We're 2 months, basically. We're some, I believe, who was it? Was it the Texans that opened up training camp this weekend? Or I think they were one of the ones that opened up training camp. A lot of the other ones opening up this week. Like we're here. And I know I've said this for the last couple of weeks. I'm like, we're here. Ladies and gentlemen, be prepared every week for me to just say, we're here, guys. We're here. Every day is a new milestone. Every day, one step closer. And now we're just one step closer to on the countdown, because today is our number 8 pick. So strap in, everybody, and get prepared to, yell at me and Jimbo and call us stupid, which is, par for the course. Welcome, everybody, to the countdown. It's your boy, King. It is your good friend, Jimbo, right over there. And we, here at Stay Tuned Sports, welcome you to the countdown, as I just said. Thank you so much. If you'd like to help us out, for a free way, you could do it. It's absolutely free, ladies and gentlemen. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. It's marvelous. You're going to love it. You hit those 3 buttons that are right around somewhere down there. Like, share, subscribe. It's fantastic. You like us, helps us with the algorithm. You hit the share, gets more people over here to hit the like button, which is fantastic. And of course, if you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button and get us closer to that 500 subscriber mark so we can start being monetized. Again, some people are just going to say, hey, be a subscriber. Thank you so much. And we'll do anything like that. Listen, I'm poor. We need money. Hit the subscriber button. Help us get paid. I'm going to be I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Looking to get money, looking to get paid, looking to make a job out of this. You can help us do that. Thank you so much. If, however, you'd like to help us out with a little bit more of direct financial assistance, that means don't worry about the subscribership. Although please hit subscribe while you're doing that. But if you're already want to get a little skin in the game, as it were, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store in the description below this video. Go ahead and hit those. Again, new merch going there all the time. We just had a Buffalo Bills one in there. Jimbo's wearing one of our latest more tushin for the pushin' shirt. I think we might send one to ELS when we get a chance.
Well, I already got 10 of them going out there.
And listen, I'm not even an Eagles fan, but it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny the little juxtaposition between you two. And hey, the Packers and Eagles do play again this year. So yes. Not in Brazil, but I believe it's in Lambeau this year. So. Yes. That'll be a fun game. We will definitely be live streaming that one, and I'm sure ELS will join us for that. So yes, if you want to do all that, in the description below this video, those links there, you can hit those, and of course, like, share, and subscribe. Now, moving on to what we're here for, the countdown. We've already had a couple of weeks go by here. Clearly, this is going to be our 5th pick here in our top 12 countdown, because we've done 12, 11, 10, 9. Now here we are, number 8. It'll be the 5th week that we've been doing this for 5 weeks already.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nuts when you think about it, and just how it shows you how quickly this stuff goes by. So enjoy it when the football season gets here, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy it when you can while it's here. Because before you know it, it's going to be the middle of February, and we're all going to be sad. And we're all just going to be sad. And we don't want that. So just remember how great that this lead up is, this kind of football edging moment, if you will. And then when the season comes, baby, it's full release time. Enjoy it.
Unless you're a Giants fan, then probably within 5 plays of week 1.
The full release for the Giants fan is just like the opening day, national anthem, all that kind of stuff. And then once the actual play starts, it's all downhill from there. That's like, you take a 2 home from the bar and then somebody turns on the light. Not great. Not great. So, yeah. But all right, let's jump on over to our. I didn't have this up yet. All right, good. Sometimes I worry about myself with the graphics. If I have it up, if I don't have it up, I hope I didn't. Did I screw up everything? I'm gonna have to redo everything. I'm gonna have to edit things. I don't want to edit anything. I don't want to do anything. But so here we are. on our countdown screen here. By the way, I'm sure if somebody's out there wondering where's the booty cheeks, that's going to come up in another 2 weeks. We gotta space it out because there's only 5 of those picks. That's why it's the booty cheeks 5. Yes. But we are getting closer and closer to the next pair of booty cheeks being exposed right here on Stay Tuned Sports. But for now, it is the main list, the top 12 list, the power rankings going into the season, the preseason power rankings, and let's take a look and see what we got going on now. So far, me and Jimbo kind of similar on all the picks. Different placements, but there seems to be a consensus of where we're at. We both have the Packers at 12. I had the Chargers at 11, just because. And Jimbo had the Vikings at 11. Jimbo had the Rams at 10, while I had the Washington Redskins. And then I had the Vikings at 9, and Jimbo had the Chargers at 9. So again, a lot of the same kind of feel, same kind of things going on here. Let's see. Let us reveal who we have as our number 8 picks. And I got to tell you, it's all just the same shit. It's all just we're just going around in a circle here. As Jimbo for his number 8 pick has the Washington Redskins, and I myself I have the Los Angeles Rams, which we've gone over already, because that's just again the opposite of who we had in our 10 pick. So, same teams, just different people picked them there. Jimbo, why did you have Washington as your 8, whereas I had him at 10? So, what makes you think that they're 2 spots better than where I had him? You think he's so smart? You think you should have him so much better? Why do you have him so much higher, sir?
I think another year underneath Dan Quinn.
Right.
Daniels.
Not Dan Quayle. That was 30 years ago as vice president, but yes.
You worry about the sophomore slump for Daniels there, and I kind of, as long as McLaurin shows up and is still on the team. I mean,
right.
There's still that contract issue, but
there's a couple of things like that now. There, we still TJ Watt, we still haven't figured out, and we just had the Niners are now in more drama, which we thought went off season without 49ers drama. Yeah. Nope, absolutely not. But yes, continue.
To me, the writing on the wall says there's not going to be a sophomore slump. And last year, I'm almost positive I didn't even have them in the top 12 when we started the season.
Oh, why? No. Why would anybody have Washington in the top 12? Neither one of us had them there. I think we both had them finishing dead last in our Friday forecast picks. You might have had Dallas. I'm not sure. But I don't think either one of us saw Washington doing anything last year. And why would we? There was nothing there outside of Jaden Daniels being the difference. And to be fair, the Washington defense last year, not great. Washington was able to win a lot of games by outscoring other teams and just on the strength of Jaden Daniels. So, yeah, I agree with that aspect to do that. I don't think anybody had Washington high up in their preseason. Except I will say this, and I will give credit where credit is due. Brandon Perna from That's Good Sports. Okay. He, I believe in his preseason top 12, had Washington at number 12 or number 11. Wow. And, he got laughed at. Tom Grossi laughed at him. A lot of people laughed at him. It wasn't at the end of the season, nobody was laughing at him. So, so kudos to Brandon Perna. He called one right. He had one there.
Again, as far as that defense, another year in that system should help them out to get the chemistry going. And, obviously that's real big with the cornerbacks and stuff like that. And comparing them to the other picks here that we've shown so far, I think they're slightly better than the Chargers, Rams, Vikings. Again, it's a question mark about JJ McCarthy. If he plays as well as he did in the preseason last year, I still think Washington's still slightly better than them. But then I'm going to probably get some shit for this from ELS. And this is my honest opinion. I think Washington destroys Green Bay. If they play today,
Wow. So it's not that they're better them or they would beat them or that, 10 times out of 10 they win 5 or 6 games. You're saying they destroy them.
By 15, 17 points. I'm not... Jordan Love It's not sold on him.
All right. Now, to counter that point, the reason I had Washington where they are at 10 and whereas you have them at 8, I have them at 10 because of the biggest worry for me is that defense. Now, again, I did address it. They brought in some new guys. They're trying to rebuild that because that, among anything, was their biggest issue last year.
Yeah.
So to me, a lot like how you felt about J.J. McCarthy, and even me to a point, which is why I have the Vikings ahead of the Redskins. But with the J.J. McCarthy point, he's like, I think the Vikings have everything, and J.J. McCarthy is the question. It's that one question. With Washington, I think their offense is good, especially with Jaden Daniels there. I am inclined to lean towards what you're thinking, and that there won't be a sophomore slump. Dan Quinn is a very good quarterbacks kind of coach, offensive coach. That's kind of his wheelhouse. The worry for me when it comes to Washington, what gives me pause and why I have them at 10 and not higher, is because of the defense. I have to see the improvement in the defense to then be like, yes, I'm fully bored and I can move them up. And if they show that during the season, they will clearly move up and down this board as that goes. But for now, like I like what they did. They clearly overachieved last year.
Yes.
I don't think that's a question. Even Washington fans will tell you, like nobody saw that coming, and it was clearly an overachievement. So I'm not going to place them higher up on the list based on what they did last year when it was just a bit of an overachievement year. Hell of an overachievement, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But again, that defense still gives me pause, still gives me worry, which is why I have them down at 10. Whereas you feel you have them up at 8 and think that they will destroy the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. I don't know if I would go that far. I don't know if I would go that far to say that Washington's going to destroy any average to above average team in the NFL. Will they destroy other teams, some of the lower quality teams? Sure. Like, are they going to destroy the Giants? Maybe, but even then, the Giants' defense is very good.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's what's going to give the Giants a possibility to stay in some games this year. Again, the Giants' offense is one big giant question. I'm still not sold on Daboll. He had one good year where Daniel Jones had his most impressive year as a pro, and then ever since then it's been square pegs, round holes, and for lack of a better term, fucking everything up. So until again, I'm a very much a show me guy. I'm not from Missouri, but I'm very much a show me guy. Show me, and then I'll believe it. But until you show me, we'll see. So we'll see how that works out. But I don't think Washington's going to destroy anybody. As far as I said, from average to above average teams, but we'll see. And I believe Washington and Green Bay play this year, so we'll find out.
Assume so.
Again, I should know that. We went through some of the schedules and doing our Friday forecast stuff, so I should know that, but I don't have all 32 schedules in my brain as much as everybody would like to think I do. So I'll probably check on that later. Hi, dogs. How you doing? Jimbo's got his buddies there with you. Everybody loves the boys. Everybody loves the Pats. Yeah. We've seen that with other live streamers and YouTubers as well. Tom Grossi has his dogs on and his cats on all the time. So anybody who was annoyed by the dogs, go eat shit. That's all I'm going to say. Go fuck yourselves. Dogs, they're good. As for me, and why I have the Rams up at 8 where you had them at 10, I think this is the Rams year, and this might be the last year for old Stafford. His last real shot, but boy, what a shot are they going to have? Yes, they lost Cooper Kupp, but you replace him with Devontae Adams. You still have Puka Nacua, which you still have a problem saying. You have a revamped defense, which you figured after the loss of Aaron Donald would be like, whoa, what a big loss, what a big hurt, but They seem to be doing well. They look good. They looked very good last year. And should have beaten Philadelphia in that snowy playoff game. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to blame the snow. I'm going to blame the officials, as every good NFL fan will do. But you know, and yeah, that's it. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. They should have beaten the Eagles. You didn't do it, so ta-da! There you go. You're out of the playoffs. But I think they are as good, if not better, than what they were last year. Again, this is all preseason stuff. We're using a lot of what happened last year, maybe what they added, what they didn't. I still think Devontae Adams is a very good wide receiver. I would put him as a lateral move, at least a lateral move to Cooper Kupp. As much as I like Cooper Kupp, last year he was coming off an injury and wasn't spectacular, but was good.
Yeah.
And I in looking how they stack up, looking at their schedule, looking at the division that they're in, this feels like the strongest Rams team since their Super Bowl win. And I think this is a team that, if everything goes right, if everybody stays healthy, which again, that's a big if in the NFL and never happens, but you have to, as long as no major like Stafford stays healthy, Puka stays healthy, Devontae stays healthy. As long as I think you have those three big offensive pieces stay healthy, the offensive line stays healthy, they should win the NFC West. Should. You know, again, I am somebody who's also high on the 49ers this year. I think this is going to be a rebound year for the 49ers. If they can get rid of the drama, and again, Jennings causing more of the drama, and it's like, you figured you'd have one off season, 49ers. You figured you'd have one, and nope, you're not allowed. You got to have some kind of contract drama every off season. So there's that. So I think that could be a bump for the Rams if the Niners get everybody under contract, everybody stays healthy, and they stay good. And I'm also somebody who, despite everybody's giggles and snickering and laughing behind their teeth and everything like that, I believe the Cardinals can be that surprise team this year. Every year there's always a surprise team. You know, last year was Washington. A couple of years ago, you get a lot of the worst to first and teams. For some reason, stupidly, I know, believe, and see, look, you're laughing.
I'm just thinking, this is your quote for the past like 5 seasons. I think the Cardinals
I want to believe. I love the birds. I love those desert birds. I do. I believe in them. I think this will be the year they can pull it together. This will be the year that Kyler Murray will go ahead and pull it together, and that defense will gel. But I do. I think they have a good defense. I think they've done great offseason moves to build up that defense. I think you have the second year of Marvin Harrison Jr., which, by the way, got more ripped and looks a lot more ready and strength and got maybe a little bit more speed. Again, bulk doesn't mean speed, but he's not bulky, but he's definitely more ripped. So we'll see if that works. But like it, I think it could be. So that's one of those possibilities. Another possible speed bump to the Rams and how they perform this year. But if everything goes to chalk, it should be the Rams division, and they should be a higher NFC seed, maybe a 2 or 3, and have pretty decent home field advantage in the playoffs, at least until the NFC Championship game, and then they might have to go somewhere else depending on if that team loses or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Again, we can't prognosticate that far into the future. If I could, I'd be a rich man in sports betting. But, which, by the way, DraftKings, FanDuel, anybody wants to sponsor us, Bet365, I'll fucking take underdog. I don't care. Somebody, just give us money to do things. Give me free money! But yeah, I do. I think this would be the Rams year. So that's why I don't have them quite as low as you. That's why I have them up there. And as you explained, you have Washington up where they are because you are a big believer in Jaden Daniels. And being an Eagles fan and having seen him 3 times last year, you seem to be a pretty big believer.
I'm a believer that he's not gonna have a sophomore slump.
Okay.
I'm not a believer that he's gonna be the next.
Well, if he doesn't slump from what he did last year, like even if he just does what he did last year, Washington's gonna have a great year.
Yeah.
So that means you're a believer. So then nothing I said is wrong. No, and therefore I'm correct again. Wrong. I'm always right. Never wrong. Doubt me. That's just how it should always be. Never doubt me. But there you go. Our 5th pick here in our top 12 power rankings. Again, we're going from the bottom to the top. So number 12, we both have the Green Bay Packers. At number 11, Jimbo has the Vikings. At number 10, he has the Rams. At number 9, he has the Chargers. At number 8, as we just revealed, he has the Redskins. My picks are at 12. Again, me and Jimbo both having the Packers there. At number 11, I have the Chargers, just because they feel like an 11. At number 10 is where I have the Washington Redskins. At number 9, I have the Minnesota Vikings, who Jimbo had at 11. And at number 8, I have the Los Angeles Rams. So there we go. Another Countdown Tuesday done and over with, as we have our we're 5 picks in. We've got our picks all the way up to number 8. Next week will be number 7, and it feels like we're going to do a lot of these whole repeating things about who we've picked and not. Like it seems there is not a lot of deviation of the teams, at least so far, in who we've picked. Some of the spots are different. Some of the opinions about how they are and what we like or don't like about certain teams. But so far, it seems like we're pretty in lockstep of who the top so far through 12 through 8, who they got. Does that trend continue with our number 7 pick next week? We will see. But stay tuned. You'll have to find out then on that Tuesday. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on the Countdown. If you want to help us out, 3 free ways. Like I said, like, share, subscribe. Helps us out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm, which nobody knows what the fuck is going on with that anymore. But whether we know what it does or not, you doing those things will help immensely. So thank you so very much. And again, if you want to help us out a little bit more direct fashion, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store down in the description. Jimbo, before we get out of here on this Countdown Tuesday, any final thoughts?
I'm just praying that if Washington does play the Packers, that they do blow them out, because I won't hear the end.
Oh, you will never hear the end of it, especially if, like, Green Bay, not even if Green Bay wins. Like, because even if they win, you said, oh, well, Washington will destroy them. So even if they win, you're going to face it. But then if Green Bay, like, lays a hammer down on them, I'm going to open up I'm just going to let ELS say whatever he wants. I'm going to ask ELS to send in a video essay. I will have ELS. We will invite ELS on the show. We will do a 3-panel show, and I will just sit back and I will let ELS take over. It'll be the ELS takeover, and I'll just let him laugh, and you can't say anything. You can't say anything. You can't do it.
I gotta sit there and take it.
But thank you so much, everybody, for joining us here on the Countdown. Until next Tuesday, I'm your boy King. That is your good friend Jimbo. We will see you later. Adios, everybody.